Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I am Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. Let's go, guys.
Let's go. It is tournament week.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of exciting things that happened over the weekend, and we're leading into a very exciting weekend that's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, let's jump right into it about some stuff that happened over the weekend. Martial arts related.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff, you were at John Chung's tournament.
Yes, sir. So it was a big weekend. I drove up Saturday, and that night he had.
Now you say drove up. How long of a drive is that?
It was about 3 hours. Actually, on the way up, it was really fast. I got there in 3 hours. On the way back, it was a little bit longer because traffic was a lot more.
Okay.
But got up there, and he had his 50th celebration. Remember what he talked about on the show?
That's right.
And so he did a big, what's really cool is that, like he's celebrating something about him, but what did he choose to do? He chose to honor like other people, invite them. And I mean, it was cool. It was, he personally like invited me up there. Presented me with an award. I didn't have to do anything, and so it was really cool.
Wait. He presented you with an award.
Yeah, at his 50th celebration.
I'm not, wait, so let me figure this out. So it was this whole thing that happened was a celebration for his 50th year in martial arts.
Right.
You got an award.
I did, and a lot of other people.
What was your award? Now I'm really curious.
Well, so this is what happened. So what he wanted to do was honor, he just said, so I have 50 years, I want to honor 50 people that meant something to me in my martial arts journey, and also kind of like left a mark in my martial arts journey. So while we were there, not all 50 were able to make it. So there were about 30, 35 that were awarded that night. And he kind of went through like from when he started to like the 70s, then the late 70s to the 80s, and the late 80s to the 90s, and then the 90s and up, and then like that kind of newer range that were like his students, that really did a thing. So he had about 5 that were kind of newer range, but I was in that kind of 90s group to the 2000s group. So
yeah, I wasn't able to make it. He was going to give me an award, the most amazing man in martial arts.
Amazing man in martial arts. That's right.
Just kidding. No, he did not.
So it was really cool. Just, I had no clue on who was going to be there, how it was going to be. But yeah, I mean, we're talking about, of course, Dennis Brown,
right.
Bam, let's see, Otis Hooper, who was like one of the first black belts under Junior.
He's out in the Oregon area now.
Right. Chun-Ri, let's see, I'm still trying to think of, Tiger Chang was there. Let's see,
cool,
Sean Elliott. Arlene Lemus, just so many different people, Ron Jenkins, that were honored, and that, it was cool for all of us to be in the same place and be able just to hang out, talk. My friend, Tariq Brown from Florida came up for the event. He helps run, most of the Blitz events with Jeremy down in Florida. He was up there. So it was a real cool time, and really fun to see all that history in one place, and also hear the stories about like how it all started for him. When some of the things were stuff that he said exactly in our interview, but then was cool to see the people that were attached to that, to those stories. So, yeah.
That's really cool.
It was a cool time.
I saw a little video montage of it, and they used a lot of our audio.
Yeah. Donnie Ellickson set that up, and Chris Rapplaw. Chris Rapplaw was there, and he was kind of setting that whole thing. Him and Donnie set it up, and they used that as the video, and it was an awesome video, man. It was great. One of the cool things about it was just listening to some story. Like some people weren't able to be there. Like Charlie wasn't able to be there, but he sent a video in. There's certain people that send a video in, and just it kind of hit me like several of these people that we think of like legendary things were calling him like the man, like the best, the Jordan of our sport. And it was just like, man, Arlene Lima said like in her speech, she kind of just went up there and said his sidekick is like, that dunk that, is the Jordan logo. Like his sidekick is that to our sport. And she's like, I'll never forget that. And it was really cool. Also another thing that was cool was like his story about when he was presenting Arlene, her award was he's explaining how the second time he went to Battle of Atlanta, he brought Charlie Lee and Jimmy Ray with him, and they were, younger or whatever. And so I think he explained about that, how the event was so big and they were in one area and the other. But they ran up to him and were like, hey, there's this girl that's beating all the guys' butts and whooping their, and it was Arlene Limas, and he just loves that story. And, it was cool to, hear him share that, just so many different things and perspectives that he has, on that as well. The other thing was that there were like 5 or 6 different people from other countries. There were people from Australia there. I can't say cool. Kazakhstan. I can't think of the name.
Yeah.
Yes, Kazakhstan. Several different ones like that. So it's a fun event. It's different, and I'll get into that more, but I'll let you, whatever you have, questions you have about that.
Well, that's pretty cool. So you mentioned something. You said like, like his sidekick is the logo.
Yeah.
That would be cool. So do you think because it's cool. There should be a logo,
A logo. Yeah.
And there is some, like a lot of things in martial arts, like a tournament will have a logo, or like a league will have a logo.
Different ones. Yeah.
It'll be like a silhouette, right?
Right.
But like, hey, Grand Slam Martial Arts you had a silhouette of a logo.
Right. Yeah.
He was a pretty good martial artist too. It was you. Yeah. It was you.
Yeah. But a lot of us do that with our karate school, so.
They do the same
thing.
And
I always did it with my tournament as well. It's just a different kick, it was a different picture. I'm trying to remember, because Bill Viola and I had a conversation about the NBL logo and who was the NBL logo for that. And it wasn't like a stock one, which people thought. It was a guy named Gaffer Adam, who was like one of the first champions from like 90, 91, 92, 93. And and that kind of stuck forever. And I think maybe some of the other ones need to do that as well. That would be cool.
If there was, let's just say Sport Karate had a logo, all right?
Okay.
This is something that's not ever going to happen, right?
No, we have too many divisions.
I know let's just say, right? Let's say Sport Karate had a logo like the NBA, right? So Jerry West is the logo of the NBA. But there is the Jumpman logo, which is Jordan, right?
Yeah.
The Jumpman logo. So that's like, it has its own mystique as well.
That's like the basketball logo, when you really think about it,
Well,
somewhat.
Is it though? Like Jerry West's logo.
That's the NBA logo, not the basketball logo.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think
Jerry West, people don't understand, like Jerry West was the man. Jerry West is like the only person to win the MVP of the NBA finals on a losing team.
Yes.
Right?
That's insane.
It is insane. He shouldn't be the only one. LeBron should have won it in 2015, but okay, that's another that's another topic. But anyway, so if there was a Sport Karate logo, just a silhouette of a moment, a thing, what would it be? Who do you think it should be? Because it's got to be two things. It's got to be a person, because there's got to be a reason why it's that person.
Right.
And maybe like an actual, like, all right, this silhouette is something, like the Jumpman, or just Jerry West doing a crossover. What do you think?
So
who do you think it should be? I can think of a couple.
I can think of a couple of things too. What it kind of makes me think of is when ASG started putting out the signature gear, and they had the logo of Raymond, on there. They had the logo of Willie on lumps.
He's got a pretty good one.
Yeah, so like that was cool. I would say it had to be something of Raymond nowadays, but it's also cool to. I mean, I like that picture of John Chung's sidekick that he has on his uniform. It's pretty sick. I don't know, man. I always like John Valera's jump front kick, and that was kind of my thing. So I always think something like that is what I think of.
Yeah, there was a few that I thought of. I thought Ray, because dang dude did it for 20 years at the top.
Yep.
Right? And it's not like he didn't have some of the most iconic moments in martial arts.
Well, and he actually had like a move that was signature. You know what I mean? Like there were certain things that he did that were signature.
Yeah, many moves that were signature.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So there's some people that won a lot, but you wouldn't really say that like this, was real pretty or something. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah. So.
But John Chung's sidekick.
Pretty dope.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I was thinking of what do you think about? I don't know. You couldn't really put it there, but it's like, all right, it'd be appropriate if you saw one, maybe like Mike Bernardo with his bow.
Yeah.
When he had the mega mullet,
Yeah, that would be cool. Honestly, I'd like to see like a John Valera's jump front kick, even like a double sword type thing, or Calman.
That's cool. A good one with the double sword when he had it up.
Yeah.
Almost looking like the Batman logo.
Yeah.
That's what I like about that one so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Or what about a KA, man? Like a Kevin Thompson.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah. I mean, I love his logo on his uniforms for his school. Oh, it was so cool. Just so intense. Like with the commas and stuff, man. It was awesome. Yeah.
I think you'd have to almost do it like that. I mean, I think if there's a fighting one, it's Ray.
Right. But you know what? Someone that's an all-around competitor. So I think to me, the 3 votes would be Kevin, a Jason, and a Casey. And Kevin and Casey probably have the prettiest ones.
Actually, Jason's jump
front kick.
That's something special too. So if you did if you did like a 3 of them, if you did like a fighting, a form.
Right.
Nah, if it's
nothing against Jason, but at the same time, if you took a picture of that in the air, it's not going to look the same.
It's not the same. No, you got to watch it happen.
Yeah,
you got to watch him jump
it's
12
different.
feet in the air.
Right. That's like one of those video profile pic, not a profile pic, your profile video. Like that's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? It's better on that. One of those, or a GIF. That's a good GIF.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. So,
all right. Well, let's move on into it though. We got the AKA Warrior Cup coming up.
Yes. And so a couple of things that I saw like over the weekend leading up to that. So I talked to a few people who were going, and then I'll get into this later, but I saw some people getting pumped up about it and training and maybe, and eventually fighting, as we had a kind of a long Sunday. We had a Sunday event, but, hoping that, I don't know if she's going to show up at AKA, but I think that it looks like that she's going to get back and do some fighting this year, which is pretty cool. Gina Thornton. All right. So she looked in great shape. And, I'm hoping that, she just gets out there and enjoys her year, so, and we'll talk more about
I hope she gets back
Gina
too. She's a really cool person also.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think of some other people. Dennis Cranston, that's from, Team Infinity. He was there getting ready for AKA. Several different ones. Cameron Whittington was there judging with me, during the day. Saw Jake Khan, John Paul, several different ones. A lot of us Korean forms competitors were there. None of us competed, but it was a fun time. One thing that was different about this tournament is like you get to see like the June reforms, man. You get to see like the Granada and the Might for Right and Beethoven and Exodus, like just forms you don't see on Sport Karate anymore. And they have separate divisions for that. Which is kind of cool. And they're,
what do you mean? What's the separate division?
Like you only do Exodus. Like, that's the separate division. They have Exodus divisions,
I would win.
Granada divisions, Beethoven divisions.
I would good Exodus.
And because they realized, okay, we don't want to hear this one song 14 times, they do like 4 at a time on stage or 3 at a time. I mean, it's a little, it's hard to judge, but I think I saw
wait.
Yes.
What do you mean 4 at a time?
Yeah, they have 4 people doing that form at a time.
In one ring?
Yeah, on stage, yeah. I did 2 at a time in my ring, in my division. I did 3 at one, but it was a little tough. But I literally think I saw one of the best underbelt competitors doing those forms. Man, this kid was awesome. He killed it in Beethoven and he killed it in Exodus. I don't think they have an underbelt version of Granada that's in the black belt. But man, it was awesome. This kid was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I mean, it's hard to judge, especially when some of us that don't come from that, you know, like I've seen enough to know what I'm looking for.
Right.
Some people haven't, you know. So I don't really know if it gets fairly judged as it should.
It probably doesn't because who knows? Because people don't know that. All right, yeah, you're supposed to have your hand up. It's supposed to be a twist punch.
Right.
People don't know that, and nobody listening to this will understand what I'm talking about unless they've done it or seen Exodus. Right. They won't know what I'm talking about. Like, why is he punching 2 times and twisting? That doesn't make sense. You don't do that in traditional form because it's not hard, like set traditional.
Right.
You remade it.
Yeah. So I'm going to say this. Some of the best students that I've seen there and over the years I've been in John Chung's were from Howard Chung's school. Man, these kids are so good. They have the best at those forms, musical forms. And then they also have really good, you know, like ITF style or Muda Kwan style, you know, underbelt forms. And they were just killing it all day. Loved watching it. Super strong. Good technique.
Shout out to Howard.
Yeah.
All right.
So Howard's still killing it. And, it was cool to hear him share as well because it was his 50th as well. So, because they started martial arts at the same time. So it's cool.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, there was that. That was fun. I got to see some different people that I hadn't seen in a while. I was judging like the 9 to 11-year-old. So I had the biggest divisions, you know, so it was a little intense. And then I got to talk to Arlene Lemus, like we were talking about her, talk about, you know, John was really cool. She, you know, I had a lot of people ask us about our podcast. She was one. Howard's head instructor was another. We got a lot of people wanting to follow it. Jake Kahn says he loves it. And, you know, then immediately after that told me how we were wrong on so many different things.
What is Jake? Guys, I love Jake's
that.
Opinions.
Jake's opinions are very similar to yours. So yeah, I get that.
So what did he say? I want to know what Jake said.
Well, no, I mean,
we're wrong. What did he
was
say?
Cool. No. And I kind of agree with him on it because I think we surprised everyone on us picking Avery as heavyweight of the year. And he was like, no, it was Cam. He had the most conceit. He only lost once. And I agree. And what I told him,
decision.
And what I told him was like, it was the interview we had with him where he said he only did 4. And he was like, yeah, but that's not true. He did way more events. He just didn't tell you guys about it. And he didn't see them as high level, but he beat Anthony. He beat these people. He beat Matthew. He beat all these people at these, what you would call local events, but he was still beating them, you know? And so
we're supposed to go off of.
Well, no, I know. And so
we're going to judge 4.
Right. And so I told him that, you know, our plan of trying to get more of a system to get these results so that way we can do a better job. But at the same time, I think we did awesome and we created a fun, entertaining show and he liked it. You know, and then of course he wanted to know what our next topic was and everything. So, it was a good talk with him.
Our next topic is going to be who's the best Khan brother, Jake or Jacob. Those two had a good team form. But we'll talk about them another time. They might be another topic. So we'll just save them.
They did.
I like Jake and Jacob.
Yeah, they're cool people, man. So, yeah, I mean, just overall, it was a good weekend leading into the next thing. I mean, I had so many different conversations with people. So it was fun. And I'm excited about AKAs. I wish I was be able to make it.
Wait, though, before we even go into that, we need to talk about this. I beat you.
What?
I beat you.
You beat me.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You picked Cowboy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I
I
picked
forgot
Conor.
about that.
Oh, I didn't forget.
Oh,
I picked
man.
Conor. You picked Cowboy.
You're right.
Let's. What did you think? Okay, so Conor.
I saw the highlight. I didn't watch it live. I was
the
just
whole
getting up.
the
There
fight
wasn't much
was the
anyway,
highlights.
so it was fun.
The fight was the highlights. That's all it was. It was a 40-second match. A GIF lasts longer than that match.
It's true.
So
a TikTok video lasts longer than that match.
He won with shoulder shrugs.
Yeah.
What did you think about that? So what did you think about
All right, so as far I'm not gonna go into like what my opinion is on this and that. I just think
why not? This whole show's about your opinion.
Right, but I'm looking at the technique and I'm like, hey, as far as the innovative type thing, that was cool. I thought that was really cool.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought that was impressive, innovative, and
because who the heck thinks of that?
Right, and the way that he did it, like like he was saying, like using his movement and lowering his weight and up and down, and then, I mean, it was pretty cool. Like I haven't seen something that innovative as far that's also very basic since like watching like Boss Root matches where he hits people with palm strikes, which I think more people need to do anyway, because makes
it's
sense.
hard when you got the gloves though.
Not really, man. It just saves your hand.
Because
pop.
Yeah, but you got the bar. Yeah. They got the bar in there though.
Oh, they do?
I think they got a little bit of the bar. I think they do.
Okay. Well, anyway, if you haven't watched a Boss Rutan like MMA fight back in the day, go watch those.
He was the man.
He was the man. That just impressed me, and then I thought it was a great kick. And he didn't hit him with the shin either. He hit him with his foot, so he had to hit him in the right spot.
It was a good kick.
Yeah,
it was a good kick.
Yeah. So, I hate seeing Cowboy lose, but it's also cool to actually see that I don't know if it's legit, but I know that Conor at least looks good. You know what I'm saying? Like, Conor looks good.
What do you mean? You don't know if it's legit. Now you
subscribing? I heard the podcast this morning. All right.
Are you subscribing to the same theory as it's a thrown match?
I don't believe so, because if I'm going to throw a match, I'm not going to get my nose broken. I'm not going to get my eye jacked up that way. I'm not going to do all that.
Well, here's what I will say.
If you're going to pay me, just pay me and be nice to me.
If it's a thrown match, that's the best way to do it.
Well, yeah, because it makes it I get
because
that.
If you get, other than what you're going to submit, how many people has Conor submitted? You know what I mean?
None.
Right. All right. Dude's just born with bricks for hands. Like, he's not submitting people. So not that he can't, because he can't, but whatever. But if you're gonna throw a match, I suppose I'd rather get hit with a shoulder to the face, than a punch right down the pipe.
Maybe, but man, I don't know. That shoulder was pretty vicious. I don't know.
I don't. There's two things. I don't think it was thrown, and I don't want to believe that.
No, I don't want to believe. I don't want to believe that either. I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any fights that I thought were thrown before. That wasn't.
Yeah, how about a bunch of people who fought Tyson?
Well, yeah. Or Kimbo Slice. I felt like a lot of those fights looked ridiculous. Back in the day when Elite XC was trying to make him their man, I don't know, man. I thought, all right, I just say it's really cool to see something innovative like that. This dude still has it. He's thinking outside the box. He was having fun, relaxed. I'm all for it.
Think about it. When you get hit with the shoulder, like, doesn't that just immediately make your mind expand and go, what else could I hit someone with? I'm going to hit him with the outside of my forearm. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Hit someone who creates damage.
That's all martial arts techniques, though. So why not use it, So.
Yeah. He was excited about it, too. Like, big That's the other thing that it's like, it toes the line of it looking thrown, which I still don't think it was, because a well-executed fight, like when you just lay out the leaves and they fall right into the trap, you are excited. You're like, yeah, that's what happened. I set this whole thing up, and you fell right into the trap. But it's MMA, man. It's hard for stuff to go down exactly like that. It's hard for you to lay a completely perfect trap. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. But he's even said it. He goes, I switched levels on him.
Yeah.
Like, how did you know he was going to get you in that type of grab, and then you were going to do it? But whatever, I suppose he can kind of put himself in that position.
Yeah, but I don't think that shows that. I mean, yeah, it was cool. I like that.
He was talking a little too much about his proper 12 though. Have you ever had proper 12?
No. Sorry.
You don't need to.
No, I won't.
I'm gonna tell you this. I fancy myself a whiskey connoisseur.
Yeah.
Where would I rank proper 12? I would
last.
I think I would have apple juice before I would have that. I mean,
dang.
Let's put it like
All
this. Right. I got a few different. It was like around St. Patrick's Day last year. I probably got like 4 like Irish whiskeys. I'm like, oh, let's have a bunch of them. Which low-key, I got a couple of great underrated ones. All right, of Irish ones that are really good. But we'll talk about that another time. But proper 12 is definitely the last thing I would grab. You know. And what else are you gonna do?
Well, I mean,
I would do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's promoting.
Now I would go, hey, is there any way we can make this stuff actually taste good? Because it doesn't. No.
Dang.
But anybody looking for some good Irish whiskey though? I'll tell you, there's a couple of really good ones that are underrated. So, the Jameson, the Glendale, now those are good. However, Powers, put that stuff on the rocks, golden. Literally, get the Powers gold.
Powers gold. All right.
Then there's one, like if you can find it, it's called the Irishman. That's good. Then Jameson Cask Makers. Not specifically, not just any kind. Jameson Cask.
No, I've had that before. That's good.
That's
really good. Yeah.
All right. This is not a whiskey podcast, but whatever. So, yeah, that was pretty dope. So that happened last weekend. Now we are on to
where we at?
AKA
World Cup. All right.
So this is going to be a big one, and it's because it kicks off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
everybody's excited. Nobody's lost yet. Everybody's ready to go.
Yeah.
We talked about it before. The first real quarter or trimester of karate tournaments is like the first couple weeks of football season. Everybody's winning. Everybody's 500. Everybody's ready to go.
You know what? I'm actually thinking, which before it didn't used to be like this, but it's almost kind of like NASCAR now, like the Daytona 500, man. It's the very first race of the year. It's the biggest race. It's becoming like that in some ways. I mean, and they have probably one of the best trophies, really, when you really think about it, iconic trophies. So, yeah.
There was a time where it was kind of juggling, like, NASCAR had some January tournaments that didn't really make it. They were trying to. They had Lone Star for a while. That didn't really kick off, and you would think it would because it's South, it's January, it's Texas.
Texas
you think it would
is
work.
Huge. Yeah.
Didn't really work out. What else did they have? Oh, wow. There's Empire State.
Yeah. All right. So for 1 or 2 years, it was. But see, that wasn't always in January. It used to be in like March when I was growing up. But then the last year they had it. It was in January.
They were like, this is never happening again.
There was a lot of like back in the day when I was coming up, the max was a 3A. So there was several double A's that were in January, like Gold Coast Open, which was in Florida, Fort Lauderdale. A New Jersey tournament, I can't think of the name of it right now, but Ron Malone used to put it on. Those are all real big events that were kind of like our way to get ready, and then we would go compete nationals, and that would be the first one for that in February. And then Empire after that, and then several others. I mean, I went to a AA tournament in New Orleans in '94. That was a big tournament. had a lot of competitors. So that was, different time.
But I tell you, I wonder if, tell me what you think. I wonder if Compete needs to change their date.
Like their date or
just something about their tournament.
All right. So in the national scheme of things, yes. But I think for where they live, no. They're doing great for the West Coast. That is the kickoff of the year. That is, their big tournament, and it works out for several of the teams that are going to, hey, everyone come out to California, then we'll fly to Irish Open. Yeah.
That's true.
So it works out because that's a big hub,
That's a good point.
I guess. So I think it works out. I always liked it. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was most of the time.
There was a number of years.
Number one tournament. I mean, the first tournament. And then we went
there was a number of years I went
Denver,
there as the first tournament of the year.
Yeah, most people.
And it was still around the same time of year. I should say the first national tournament.
Yeah, first national. I used to go to, I think one year David Deaton had a national for 2 years in Tennessee, in Nashville, and that was in January. And then we went to Competes. But Compete was always that consistent one, and then we would go to like Denver to Stephen Oliver's tournament or whatever after. So it was like start out West Coast and then
now Stephen Oliver hates karate. Then you
never went back. That's right.
Go figure.
So yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot of, like we heard yesterday, All Stars going to be there, Impact's be there. I found out today. Yes.
Who's the other Impact's guy?
I don't know. We will see, I guess. We will see. I know.
I hate this so much.
I know.
So
you'll find out you'll be there.
It's going to be Chris, Gorham, Avery, and you know who it's going to be? It's going to be Travis Plowden. That's who it's going to be.
Yeah, Travis Plowden's
coming back. It's going to be Travis Plowden. He's coming back. He's going to be there.
Yeah.
Because people may forget. The producer's in the background right now.
That's right.
No. I'm coming over to tell you it's not me.
You didn't want that rumor out there?
Come on, man.
No. I'm retired and I'm happily retired. You guys enjoy it.
Wait, before you go.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Actually, I don't. I
Get out of here! Don't say you don't know. You do know.
No. I honestly, what's crazy is I know not from who you think I would know. I heard from it, somebody else through the industry.
All right, but you know.
But
I can't say.
I don't know him. You know what I mean? Like,
you don't know his name?
I know his name. I know where he's from, but I don't know who the kid is. So it's just like, all right.
So who is he? Maybe I know.
Oh, you probably do. All right, I'm going back on mute.
Man, I know. You don't like that. You'll find out this week. You'll find out Friday.
I guess so. Yeah, we'll see him. Okay, so like we've been mentioning, this is a big kickoff. It's huge.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a chance to go there.
Lots of events.
And I like
keep hearing who's ready, who's not. Someone put out the new Instagram page, Fight Films, and they put out some questions.
Who runs that, by the way?
I think it's Emily. Elizabeth. I think it's a junior fighter.
Whoever does is really good. So it has to be somebody young.
Yeah.
Because
she does a good job.
Good at it.
Yeah. She does a good job. I think, yes, someone said that no, Cam wasn't ready or whatever, but then I heard from others that he was, so he'll be there. Yeah.
He's there.
Yeah.
This is going to be exciting.
Yes. I'm just, honestly, our biggest prediction of the year is that hopefully we'll at least once see Avery versus Cam. That's what I think all of us want to see. At least once, maybe 4 times.
But we're going to see it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we are going to see it. But we're usually going to see it during the day, during the eliminations.
Right,
okay?
right.
That's when we're going to see it.
That's true.
This actually gives us an opportunity to see them in the finals, which we normally would never do, because if Cam were to beat Avery or Avery were to beat Cam in the open weight,
I see
or if one wins the open weight and the other one wins the heavyweight grand,
right?
There you go. So that's what happened with
cool.
Chance and Cam last year.
Cam won both. Chance was runner-up, right?
Chance was the runner-up in the open weight. Spot. So Cam, so that's what they did.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how they figured, well, we'll just take the guy who was the runner-up in open weight, because they could have just said, oh, well, we're going to take the guy who was a runner-up in heavyweight. They could have done that, but I don't know who that was.
So I'm just going to tell you, if this was an NBL event, Cam would have gotten two spots. He could have fought twice. Because he won 2 divisions. So he would have gone against this guy. He would have gone against that. Then he beat 2 people and bow out.
It's things like that that make me dislike NBL. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, you enter those divisions for a reason, right? So, I mean, it's kind of like, no, I know. It's kind of like, but that's just kind of the way it is. It's like, all right, you are entered as a division, not as a competitor, I think, in the way they look at it. You know, like in the system, it's built in as the heavyweight winner or whatever it is, or 35 plus winner if you won multiples. So, yeah.
So I hope we see them both. I hope one of them wins one and one of them wins the other, so that we could see them potentially in the finals.
Right.
That would be dope.
Right.
But then there's going to be a lightweight winner, and there's going to be a 30-plus winner, because that's how they did that as well.
Yeah.
So Enrique.
All right, so I found out some things today. Talked to Jared today. He said they're not going to have a team fight, or whatever. But Enrique will be there, and then Trent is going to debut as an adult this year. So he's going to be 139 under. Enrique is going to be 149 under. Blake is not going to fight, as he's still kind of injured. He's recovering, because a lot of them are going to Greece next week. So you're not going to have Troy and Ty there. But so it looks like this year Blake and Enrique are going to be in the same division. So
wait a minute.
And Trent is going to be 139. So I'm excited to see him debut as an adult. So pretty cool.
Tyreek's not going to be there.
No.
Troy's not going to be there.
No.
Is Java going to be there?
The next one up. Ty is going to be the next one up, I guess. Or whatever. So it's, so 159. Sorry. Yeah, 159. Yeah, is Ty. Java, I think, will be there. Yeah, he'll be there. And they have several of their juniors and then their forms competitors there.
So they have Enrique,
Jason,
Blake,
his younger brother. Yeah, but as far as adults, it'll be Blake.
They could have a team.
But Blake's not ready to fight right now. But yeah, they could if Java, Trent, and Blake fought. And Enrique fought. Yeah. But soon, once everyone's healthy and all, they'll have a big team. They have a team of about 18 plus, adults. So.
Okay, this is random. This just in right now. Somebody knew that we were going to be doing this podcast at this moment.
Yes.
This does not pertain to what we're talking about.
Uh-oh.
But with my ADD, I'll forget to ask you.
Okay.
They want to know. This person wants to know who your toughest opponent ever was. Forms or fighting, and why.
What?
I know. I'm sorry, man. I don't know. This is your fans. Your fans want to know.
Me. Why they ask me?
Yeah, because they don't care about me.
I thought I answered this before.
Who's your toughest opponent?
Ever. See, that's hard. I've been in this for 30 years, man. That's tough.
Damn.
I've gone for a long time. Like, I could go, it depends, again, generation to generation. Forms would be, toughest I guess it would be, who I never beat, right? I guess
who
you would
was that?
say. John Sue. Never got to beat John Sue. So, And I mean, I felt like I was ready to several times, but then by the time I really started, getting into my adults, he was done.
He was the guy. He was the dominant guy.
So I would say John, the one that I had, like, there's two people that I've tied with.
We don't need to spend this much long on it.
I know. I'm just going to tell you. So Jesse Jones is one, which a lot of people don't give him a lot of credit, don't know who he is. One year we tied 9 times throughout the year. And then the other one's Daryl Lewis. Daryl Lewis, him and I have probably done the same thing. So just saying.
Okay. All right.
Go.
Now, so let's make our predictions as to what we're going to do for Warrior Cup coming up. So,
all right.
Forms, fighting.
So, yeah.
Weapons.
So there's 6 Warrior Cups, like main ones, right? 6.
Yeah.
There's a women's, there's a men's.
Men's fighting, women's fighting. Men's form, women's form. No. Same thing with the weapons, right?
No.
Oh, they don't do it like that?
No. It's men's fighting, women's fighting, adult weapons, adult forms, junior weapons, junior forms. Yeah. That's the way they do it. So they don't split it. They put it all together for a big thing, which is cool. I like it. For an overall thing, that's what's cool. So you're still getting the overall.
I will say that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like it. So let's go women fighting.
Let's go Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan. So there we go. See, that's an easy one to get done.
What about weapons? Adult. Jackson.
Who would I like to see, or who do I think will? I think Jackson, but again, I think an Alex Riggs would be a great kind of, like the, underneath guy to win. So, like to see Alex win. Like to see Alex Riggs win.
All right, you got Alex. I'm taking Jackson.
I said that Jackson will probably win, but I'm just saying that's my what do you got? Sleeper pick. There we go.
That's a good one. The sleeper pick is a good one to have. Yeah. All right. I got a sleeper pick for fighting, but let's go.
Depends on who's
adult there. Forms. It's gonna be hard.
I mean, I know Joey's going to be there. I don't know about Ariel. Actually, no, Ariel won't be because there is that's why Mason and Jared won't be there, is because there's a big Pro Series event. So that's probably where Ariel will be. So Ariel most likely won't be there. So Joey has a shot. I don't know about the others. I mean, Sammy will be there. I think actually a Sammy Smith could possibly win. I think why not give it to a female? She's freaking strong.
That's the only downside of putting them together is once they start to fully develop, like when you're putting kids together or teens together, that makes sense. But once you're fully developed as adults, it's hard.
Yeah, but dude, I'm sorry. I look at her form. She's just as strong as many men. So, and she has a different style. So I think she could, but I'd probably put Joey. But
would it go? Will Nevitt.
Yeah.
He's got momentum. I'm going to go with that.
Probably
is Conor Chastain. Is he an adult?
Yeah, but he would be for weapons. He's not up there for forms yet. For weapons, definitely.
Yeah.
He'd have a shot. And again, probably Sengal will be there because actually I think he was there last year.
Oh, then it's Sengal. I'm going Sengal.
But he lost last year. He didn't.
I'm still going Sengal.
But I'm just saying,
I like
you're going
that
Sengal. All right.
I like that dude.
So we got forms.
Let's see.
All right, so we did that. Do we want to do the juniors? No. Are we doing the junior ones? I don't really know the forms or weapons. Who's going?
I'm probably just going to pick Haley or Noel, just because I know them and I like them.
I'd like to see Noel win one of them.
Yes, I would.
Probably a Mason Bumba probably has a good shot at winning one, or a Dennis, like I was saying, Dennis Cranston would like to see him win something. Men's fighting, right? We ready? Is that where we're at now?
That's what we've been waiting on.
All
What do you
right.
think? So let's just say our predictions for who's going to come out of the lightweight.
The top
who's
four?
Gonna come.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Well, let's go
All
by
right.
divisions. Who's going to come out of those divisions? That's
a lot of divisions. So
is it though? All right. So heavyweight.
heavyweight grand. That's what I mean, right?
No, we're going to say who's coming out of the heavyweight division. Cam. I say Cam.
I'd
All
say
right.
Cam.
Light heavyweight. I'm saying Avery.
Avery, yes.
Okay. Middleweight.
Mm.
I know. The middleweight and the light middleweight are the tricky ones.
I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anybody.
Is Proper going to be there?
I don't know, bro. So
I would probably go.
Brayon?
Yeah, Brayon. Because it's like, you know what? Travis touched on this one too. It was like, what's up with him?
Yeah.
Like, we were waiting on you to be the guy each time, and you just ended up being the guy that didn't show up each time.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. How many times you get let down? You know?
Yeah.
I've been that guy before.
And then the light middle, right? Is that what it is? Is that where we're at?
Now, see, Kevin threatened to move up to light middle. If he says, all right, I'm moving up to light middle, I'm taking him.
Okay. I'm not sure if Hector's going to show up. I would like to see Hector do that. But Hector may do what Troy and Ty are doing and wait and go to Athens next week. So I'm not sure. Because he does a lot of that stuff too. But
all right, well, let's say Hector's
I would like
there.
to see it. I like that.
Say, well, if Hector's there, what do you see?
Him winning light middle. Yeah.
I think isn't he just straight up middle, or is he light middle? I thought he was middle. I don't know.
Maybe he is, but man, that's just weird to me because he was like a lightweight.
Who's been beaten? Who's been beaten? Brian. Someone's been beating him.
Sometimes he was. Yeah. Sometimes he was.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I would put him, if he's there, I think he wins the middleweight grands.
All right.
Even over probably Ryan. I mean, so.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan George.
I think Ryan George is light middle.
Yeah, he is.
So I'm going to go, if Kevin is light middle, I'm going to go Kevin. If he's not, I'm going Ryan George.
Right.
Right? And then now lightweight. Or no, welterweight. So this is the 160s.
So whose division is this? This is Begley's division.
Jack. No, Begley's 150s.
Okay. So all right, 159. Yeah, got it.
So this is 160s. I'm going Jack.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack.
There's a few people in there though.
There is. There's some good stuff.
I think Jeremy Francora is there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
What about, is John going? John Cortalo going?
John Cortalo is extremely light. John Cortalo is super light.
All right then.
John Cortalo is,
but see, like Jeremy to me looks the same way. Like Jeremy is deceptively like heavier than what he looks then if he's in that
correct.
That's crazy.
It's because John's tall. It's because John is like 5'10", but he's 135 pounds.
Right.
But he puts on skinny jeans and they're literally baggy jeans.
Oh my God, that's funny.
But that's all right. I like John a lot. So, all right. Now
is Zayn going or not?
Zayn is in the 150s though. He's a light welter.
I'm just asking questions, man.
Please.
So that division's insane.
Light welter is pretty dang packed.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna go with Bailey Murphy.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out which. Yeah, Bailey Murphy. We agree on most of these because it's kind of.
But what if?
All right, then you have the 149, right, and then you have the 139, right? Is that what we have left?
Yep.
All right.
So we have
light
and super
Enrique.
light.
Enrique would be the 149, which he's moving up to that.
Who else?
He wasn't moving. Sorry, Blake was always in that. Yeah. I'd like to see Trent win his first adult division. That would be cool. I'm not sure who else is around that area though. So.
John Curtillo.
He's way down there too. Right. Okay. So
Or Zach Winder.
He'll have Zach.
I'm gonna go with Zach.
I've always really liked Trent. Would like to see him do it. I don't know. We'll see. Would like to see him win that division.
You know what? I'm going to make an amendment. I'm going to make a bold statement here. We were talking about middleweight. I'm going to say Alonzo Payne of DKS wins middleweight.
All right.
Yep. Yes, that's going to happen.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Now we're back to lightweight. We didn't pick anybody for lightweight.
What do you mean, grand, or what are we talking
No,
about?
the actual division. I'm going to say James Poore wins lightweight.
Is he going?
Yeah.
So James Poore over Enrique, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Enrique.
All right.
I'm gonna stick with the. I think he's got the hot leg. Not the hot hand, but the hot leg.
All right. Ha,
yeah. No. Ha. Hey. No. All right.
All right. And then
grands.
You say who comes out of the lightweight?
Of those two,
I should say out of all of them. Out of all of them.
Oh, the whole thing? Bailey. Bailey will come out of that one, I think. Wait. Did I miss? No, Jack. Sorry. Jack will come out.
I'm say
actually
Jack
going
comes
Jack.
out
Yeah,
of it.
I'm going Jack. Sorry.
Yeah.
I like to see Jack. I think him and Bailey's going to be a great fight. Yeah. And then the heavyweight for division. Because you got to think, we're talking about open weights Friday, division Saturday. I think it could make a difference, what happens on, who's going to make the adjustments, those types
Here's
of things.
what I'm going to, and this is going to sound cheap. I'm going to say hedge in the bet. Whoever wins open weight, the other person's going to win the heavyweight grand. Just because I would like it to be that way.
Right,
that's the reason why I say
I
that.
feel like Cam will win open weight, Avery will win divisional grand. I just feel like he'll make the adjustments. Not that Cam won't. I just feel like, right. That's just going to happen.
I'm going to say if Alonzo wins the middleweight division, I say he wins the middleweight grand.
All right. Middleweight grand.
Yep. And then I say Avery beats him.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be Avery, Cam, Jack. Who's winning 30 plus? Chris Walker. He said he's doing 30 plus.
All right. I like it. I'm excited to see him versus Java.
If he's doing 30.
I'm excited to see him versus Java. That'll be fun.
I fought them both.
Wouldn't Java get that? Wouldn't Java be in that spot too?
Yeah. I fought them both.
But even though Java's 40, I'm just saying.
I fought them both. Twice.
Yeah.
I've beaten Java by a decent amount, and I've lost to Java in overtime. I've fought Chris twice, once in teams, once in super fights. I lost by a decent amount in teams, and I lost by a close amount in super fight. I know them both. Chris is going to win.
What about, so we're not talking about Jason, and we're not talking about,
you can't, here's the problem with Jason Burrell.
No,
you
can't
the
depend legend guy. I can't think of his name.
Robert? No, not Robert.
I'm having a brain fart. Yes, Yoskar. Yoskar. Yeah.
Oh,
Why not Yoskar?
Yoskar is very good.
Yeah, he's good.
Chris will find the mistakes.
Oh no, I agree. I think Chris being out for, as far as actively competing will actually help him in a lot of ways.
That's just what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Just what I was gonna say.
I think
you know what we do? Here's the thing. As a whole of sport martial arts competitors, here's what we do as fighters. We get so skilled that we get so skilled and we end up calculating what we're doing so much that we actually slow down and we temper our intensity so much that you actually take the person who's been away, not from martial arts. You take the person who's been away for a while. If they just come out and they just attack and they just strike, right? They give the other person fits. We've seen it plenty of times. You take the person who's actually is not good sport karate wise, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And you just look at them and you just see mistakes all over the board. But they're giving this other person problems who's more skilled in sport karate fighting. Okay? And the reason why is because of their approach and their intensity. And eventually, if this other person who's skilled in sport martial arts fighting, they'll eventually win, but it won't look good, right? Because of the intensity that this person comes with. Because that's what can happen to us over time is the more skilled we get, we can temper our intensity. I think exactly what you said.
Right.
I think Chris is going to come out gangbusters. I think he's going to win the 30 plus.
That's cool.
And then it's going to come down to Chris,
Jack,
Avery, Cam. Here's my wild card.
It's not that wild.
If Kevin actually goes light middle.
You think he wins the whole thing?
I think it's on the board that Kevin gets in there. And he's won a couple of Warrior Cups.
Yes.
There's something to be said that once you've won a tournament a couple of times,
It's true.
you start to carry that momentum, although that's been a couple of years since. That's my wild card pick, is that he fights light middle and he gets in. I think it's on the board that he could win the whole dang thing. It's possible.
I feel that way about Avery as far as like being able to win there, and that kind of feel like almost like his home in some ways, even though it's Chicago. But that's kind of I think in that way. But I want Jack to win. So
Yeah.
So there you go.
But it doesn't have to be like your area, your hometown, for that to be like your home tournament. I mean,
No, but I'm saying he
Trevor
has
Nash treat the Diamonds like it was his home. You know what I mean?
Right. What I'm saying though is Avery lately has had a lot of success at that event. Last year was the only time he didn't do very well at that event. So he kind of took like Ross when Ross stepped away, he took over that. So I just think that's what I'm saying about that. So
who are we saying wins the Warrior Cup? Who are you saying?
I think I just feel like the lightweight divisions right now are so intense that I feel like there has to be somebody that can really do it. And so I think it's Jack. I would like to see Jack. I think Jack can pull it out. I've never seen Jack versus Cam. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
I'm trying to remember the last time I saw Jack
versus
Avery. No, I have seen Jack versus.
Yeah, I've seen Jack versus Avery
I've seen it in
times.
teams though.
I've seen it several times. It's been back and forth. I think it was at U.S. Open. I saw it before.
This is going to be a little different though.
Canadian Open. Yeah, Canadian Open. I think before. So, yeah.
I want to say Jack also.
Good,
I think it's going to be Avery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nuts if it just went out and it was Chris Walker?
Yeah.
I would love that.
That would be
cool.
awesome. That would be awesome.
That would be cool. Okay.
All right. God, I'm so mad I'm not going to be there.
No, man. You're the only one. You're the only. We're going to be 3/4.
No. Jeez.
So you mentioned a couple things. So you mentioned once Ross kind of stepped away, Avery kind of took that over. I think. So I know Ross has the most Warrior Cups.
Yeah.
I think he has 8.
Yeah, I'm not sure who it was he defeated in that. And I think
he has 8 Warrior Cups.
It might have been a Forms competitor, though.
Of course it's a Forms competitor.
I don't know all the answers on that one. Because, again, when I started going there, they had the split. They had Warrior Cup divisions and then they had the regular grands. So they did both in the finals. It was a little different. You had to enter it as a separate division. So I had to do a lot of divisions when I went to that tournament. It was just completely different as far as that goes. So I'm not sure. The year, and see, I get confused because the year that I went in 9. Ross has 9.
Ross Levine has 9 Warrior Cups. That's not fair, man.
Yeah, good God.
At least one of them is a weapons one too.
Right.
His first Warrior Cup was a double. It was a double win.
Yeah. It's insane. It's awesome. 18. He might have actually been 17. He might have just turned. Oh, I think. Yeah. That was when it was at the end of the year, I think. Actually, yeah, that was the year. I
know exactly when it was. It was 2005, and it was October 30th.
Yeah, 2005. Yep, 2005.
It was October 30th, 2005. He and I were on the same team, with a Canadian, from Trevor School. No, not Trevor School. But anyway,
Bernard.
Yes,
Bernard Paquette. Yeah.
Yeah. And I lost to Hamid in the final for the teams, which would have been his clean sweep, by 1.
Dang.
Yeah. He's mad at me about that. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Oh, man.
I had a dislocated elbow I was fighting with, but whatever. Okay. Let's move on a little bit to our competitors of the week.
Yes, sir.
You want to go first or should I?
Yeah, I'll go first. So I kind of touched a little bit on it before. All right. Is Gina Thornton. And so I saw her this weekend looking in great shape, ready to go. And I was judging and I was kind of walking through the hallways to find me some food. And she is out there warming up in her uniform and ready to go. And so she finally fought about 6:30 that night on the Sunday tournament and getting back into it, you know. So pretty excited to see her just get finally back in shape. She is so since I've known her, let's see, I'm thinking she's had 6 knee surgeries, maybe more.
Get the heck out of here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, before she even got, like, on JPM, she had, I think, 3, maybe 4. Yeah, it was crazy. And she's had other injuries, too.
What other surgeries?
Well, she had both knees done, like
what is
both,
done?
I don't know, ACL, and I mean, different, yeah, I mean, almost, yeah, she had both done younger. And then there's other stuff that, you know, I don't know. I hate to say it, but I've lost count. But and somehow she just keeps coming back and doing it, man. And so talk to Sean, her coach, Sean Elliott. You know, he was just, you know, I think she wants to, you know, do another year. I don't know if it'll be her last. I don't know. You know, that's up to her. But she is one of my favorite people in sport martial arts. Like a sister to me. Her and I are like maybe 4 months apart on age. And from my area, so another competitor, yes, that would be great. Another competitor that, like, when you're from an area like I am, it goes up and down, you know, so you don't have someone that is at that high level with yourself from your town or in a smaller area like I am. And so it's cool that we were always competing at the same time. I would be going after the form. She would be going after the fighting. So, excited to see her get back, and she's done a lot, and she inspires a lot of people. I think she, you know, her coach calls her the people's champ, and I think that's true in a lot of ways.
Well, you never see her without a smile on her face, man.
Correct. And I think that's one of the reasons why. I think that's one of the reasons why, you know. And she's intense, man. I love seeing her coach. She's intense.
Yes, coaching. Like she's that's an entertaining thing to see as well.
Yeah. So
I don't get as intense when I coach like that because I don't know. I've had a little bit of a different mindset, which is if I'm telling you to do something and you're not doing it and you're not doing it over, I'm okay. Yeah. All right. I'm not gonna yell. You go do your thing.
Yeah.
If I'm telling you, hey, stop kicking. And you keep kicking, and you just keep doing it, and I'll say, all right, go ahead, keep kicking. Go ahead. We'll talk about this tomorrow, because you're not listening today.
Yeah. That's when you. That's when you
what's the
just
point in getting mad?
That's when you just kind of step aside. I know I hate.
Right, but I don't
But,
want.
yeah.
to.
No, I know, but hey, they did that to themselves, though, didn't they?
Accurate. My competitor of the week, and I do this on purpose. I try to go someone current, someone throwback, someone fighting, someone forms. I try to mix it up as much as possible. Last week, my competitor of the week was Chance Turner. This week,
That was 2
my
weeks ago. Yeah.
oh, that was 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry. This week, my competitor of the week is Nick Begley. A lot of people won't know who that is because he was really prominent 20 years ago.
Late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, when he came into his own was 2000. 2000 was when he came into his own.
He was pretty much done competing by like 03 or 04.
Right? 03, yeah, because at 04 U.S. Open, he showed up and was just sitting there watching us compete. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was there, and I'm like, and I remember thinking the same thing, like, homie, jump out here. And he was like, no, I'm just watching it. And I'm like, this is strange. This is strange.
Yeah.
Now, what I liked about Nick is there's a few things. So it was almost comforting when I would watch his form because I knew all the moves because he didn't change it. Whatever Nick was doing, it was the same form the whole way through. So he had this thing when his intensity, number one, was through the freaking roof. Like it was like that. He would start his form out with a big flare, and then he would do apple jacks. You don't know what apple jacks are. Apple jacks are a breakdancing move, and he would hold the last one, which is really hard to do. And then he would go down to a split, and he would come back up, and he had the same move. Whatever form he would do for the year, and he would have it that way for the full year. So Nick Begley, my competitor of the week. But this just we have a guest coming into the show. I love our guest. I don't know if I'm going to love what we're going to talk about, but the one, the only, the infamous Ross Levine.
What's up, Ross?
What's up? What's up? How you guys doing?
What's up,
Ross,
buddy?
we were literally just talking about you.
Were you?
Yeah.
I hope all good things.
I'll let you guess what we were talking about. We're talking about the AKA Warrior Cup coming up this weekend. Take a guess what we were talking about.
I had to imagine it has to be the number of cups that I might have.
That was one thing.
Yes, sir. What is that number so we make sure we have this?
Yeah, let's make sure we got it right.
It is 9.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
How
man.
many? Okay, so of those, how many weapons cups do you have?
1.
And that was the one in 05, right?
Correct. Yes. Wait, 05. Yes.
Yeah, it was 05 because I remember
05.
talking to you after that because you went to Super Grands that year too. I mean, yeah.
God, 18 was so many years ago.
That's insane, right?
So 18, 2005. So take a guess what else we talked about.
Who I might have beaten at those events.
No, I'll tell you. It was the first Warrior Cup.
What do you mean? What about
when I messed up your clean sweep?
Oh, yeah, that's right. In team fighting.
Yes.
Yeah, man. You did mess that up, didn't you?
Yes. I messed up your clean sweep.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Everything happens for a reason. You guys earned it.
Yeah. No. I was on you. It was me, you, and Bernard Paquette. Remember that?
Oh, you know what? That's right. Who did we lose to? We lost to NK, didn't we?
No, we were technically NK. We lost to WKF.
Oh, that's right. Because I was going to say, I remember fighting BJ, I thought.
You fought Steve. No, you fought Steve Hart.
Who was on the team? I'm lost, man. I forgot this. Who was on the team? It was Steve.
You fought Steve. I fought Hamid in the final. I'm forgetting who Bernard fought. Maybe it was Mallory.
Mallory. It must have been Mallory. Because Mallory was there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
that's
then
crazy.
Yeah. Y'all gave me a couple points. Y'all gave me a little bit of a lead. and I lost by 1 to Hamid.
I
All right.
totally forgot. You know what, man? No one ever talks about the team fight from that weekend, so
Good.
that's right.
Let's keep it
There you
that
go.
Let's keep it that way.
You brought it up. Alex.
So where do you keep these cups?
Yeah, yeah.
Where the heck are they?
I don't know. Honestly, they're all spread out, all amongst. They're all over the place, man. I initially had. Let's see if I can do this. I had one. The first one was at my house, and then another one as at my parents' place in Florida. There was one at one of the karate schools I worked at, one at another. One I gave to Jody. Here's a funny story about this one. Without telling Jody, I sent him one just as a gift because it was like me paying homage.
Right.
He gives it away.
That's dope. No, he did not.
He gave it away. He didn't have any room for it. This in his defense. This was at his old gym, and there was really no space for it.
Right.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think he gave it to Sue Diaz.
Oh, all right.
We'll have to confirm that. But I think Sue might have one, so that's 5. One of them I sent to Jason Chen. One of them, and also paying homage to my sponsor. One of them I sent to Verona. I donated one to the Women's Warrior Cup winner.
I remember that one. I remember that. That was a really dope thing to do.
Yeah.
And then the very next year, Chelsea won. They gave her Warrior Cup.
Yep. There you go.
So that's 7. One of them I gave to Christine Banner Rodriguez because they had a flood in their school and her old one got destroyed, so I donated one to her. And the most recent one I had delivered to my apartment. That's 9.
Wow.
You gotta be kidding me. You know you're
awesome,
about
man.
it.
Yeah.
When you just disperse your Warrior Cups around the country.
Bro,
It's like,
that's crazy.
The mailman and I have such a good relationship that I love him so much. I just sent my Warrior Cup to my letter carrier.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
Well,
That's some good
couldn't
stuff,
put 'em all
Ross.
in one place, but I wanted to push them around to the people who I thought really, deserved them. And I thought it was a good opportunity for me to, like, the year the new cup, and there was all this buzz. I was like, you know what, I need to do something to create some change because everyone was kind of stubborn about it. So I did that, and then obviously paying homage back to Jody, whether he kept it or not. The gesture was there.
Right.
And then to Jason Chen, which no one really talks. It's actually funny that we're mentioning that because I just shared a memory of Jason and I's friendship, and I was talking about how he really did so much for the sport, and unfortunately I think it gets overlooked. So the very least I could do is send him one of the most prestigious awards that I've ever won. So it's just a memento of my friendship to him. But I don't know. And it's funny because I talk about it all the time, and people always ask me, how many of this and what do you do with that? And it's cool, but you can't live in the past. So
no, exactly.
Out there doing it now, man.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Because we talked about that, how when you stepped away, we were just talking about how Avery kind of was like the one to kind of take your spot, and in that heavyweight kind of area, and we were just kind of talking about who's going to do it this year. Do you have any picks for what I know you're in a whole nother realm right now, but you still pay attention to the sport. So.
Oh, my eyes are still on it. Without
a
doubt.
Yeah.
My eyes are definitely still on it. It's hard to bet against Avery. It really is. The kids, you have to think of it this way too. He's coming to the end of his graduate career.
Right.
So he's focused. I don't know if you guys follow that beast on Instagram, but the boy is in the gym constantly.
Yeah. It's crazy.
In the gym. He's growing. I'm glad I'm out of the game. I don't want to fight that dude. But he's a monster. He's smarter. He's more mature. You can't bet against him. You really can't.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool to see just where he's at. And you're right, because you've been there too when you've, either, graduate in college, graduate grad school. I mean, it's a whole different thing. And getting that that extra little bit of time, right, to put into yourself, into your game. Yeah. So,
yeah, definitely.
Ross,
Alex.
as long as we got you on here, they said that I think you were just awarded with the #1 head kick knockout in Glory last year.
Not yet. So they're
voting it, right?
There were two things. There was a vote going on for knockout of the year and newcomer of the year. So I was very fortunate they nominated me for both.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't think that got announced yet, but they did make like a compilation of head kick knockouts, and they did rate mine the top one of that series that they made, like I guess volume 3 of head kicks. So that's pretty cool.
That is, man.
Yeah, same thing. Like I was actually up with I went and trained with Joseph Valtellini up in Canada. I've been up there a couple times. I'm certainly going to be going back much more. And
that dude is legit.
He's a beast, man.
Bazooka Joe is something else.
So smart. It's cool how my path is very similar to his. Like we're very, very similar. It's really cool to hear like the little amount of experience he had as a professional, as an amateur. We had the same amount of amateur fights, just 11. He had 4 pro fights before getting to Glory. I had 2. He had a full-time job up until when he won his championship. So do I. So, he paved the way for somebody like me to come out there and do it the right way and do it quickly and efficiently. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome,
yeah,
man.
He was talking about that too, how I got nominated and, how I feel. And I'm like, it's cool, but I can't live in July 5th, 2019, That knockout is long over. I've had another fight already and it's time to make more.
Oh, yeah.
So when do you think the next one's going to be?
When's this going to happen?
Do you have a Glory contract?
I don't have anything on ink and paper yet. It is supposed to be March somewhere in the U.S. They haven't locked down a venue as far as I know. I'm hoping to know in the next week or so. But it'll definitely be March somewhere in the U.S. is the last I heard. I have heard that I am on that card. So
how do the Glory contracts work? What does that entail? Is that a one fight at a time contract? Do they ever sign you to multiple fights? How does that go?
I'm signed on to them for 2 years. So my initial contract was like a 3-fight deal. And then after that initial knockout, they came back and we restructured the contract. So they I know they saw value in what I had to bring and what I had to offer. And actually, awesome. Corey Schaefer, I got to give a big shout out to Corey Schaefer because he's really the guy who orchestrated my entry into Glory. People don't really know this, but he was following my career as an amateur. And pretty much, I want to say my last like 4 or 5 amateur fights, he would reach out to me before the fight, during the fight week, after weigh-ins, after the fight. He would ask me to send him video, and he'd critique me and say, work on this, work on that. So Corey was actually a big piece of this. When I turned professional, he asked me if I felt like I was ready. And I told him, I've got a couple fights in the books. I want to get these underway. And then really, whenever you guys think I'm ready, I'm good. I was like, I trust your opinion. I know what you do for a living. And he's like, well, you know what? We've got a good opportunity to get you on in front of a lot of hometown crowd. You're going to feel great at the U.S. Open. So I was like, I'm ready. So he orchestrated that behind the scenes and got me hooked up. So I got to give a big shout out to Corey Schaefer. So I was, he helped run a lot of that.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Corey was pretty integral in getting the World Combat League going as well. So I guess that would make sense that he would be looking at you since there were so many point fighters in the World Combat League.
Right. Well, I think he knows what he is one of the few people who has touched both sides of the combat world. He's seen everyone in the point fighting community. He knows who the top dogs are. And then he's seen the kickboxers and he knows what they're capable of, and he has an eye for talent and knowing who can cross over, who's interested, who can do it at a high level. So, he watched Raymond. He orchestrated Raymond getting in with Glory, and we saw how well Raymond rose directly to the top, maybe a little too fast, but and then, really only lost to the best in the world. So you still can't deny his ability. And then went over to Bellator and dominated in Bellator too, and beat, multiple time world champions there too, and Kareem Gaji and all these other guys. And now he's going back to MMA. So, I mean, the eye of talent's really there. So I'm just glad that he saw that same thing in me, and I'm just trying to put it in motion.
Awesome,
So
man.
the head kick knockout.
Yeah.
Did you think he was gonna go out when you threw it like
Absolutely. He was out before that.
that? Well, okay. So tell me, what do you mean he was out before that?
Yeah, if you watch the fight again, it was maybe like the third exchange or fourth exchange. I faked and stepped back. He reached a little bit, and I hit him with a left hook. And if you watch his legs, he straightened up real fast. He was out on his feet from that point. So I threw a couple punches. He clinched up. When we separated and I faked again, he didn't respond. He didn't move. He didn't react. So I knew he was
Okay,
still out.
so you saw him as just glassy-eyed and frozen.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I would never talk bad about him. He was an awesome guy and honestly a hell of a competitor. He certainly was no walkover fight. The guy was a French national champion in Sanshao. You know, he had plenty more fights than I did, but you know, anybody can get clipped. So you know, he got clipped with the hook, but he was out. You know, I threw the fake. He didn't move, and I knew whatever I threw was going to put him down. So I figured, why not a head kick?
Yeah.
Damn.
Right. Man. All right. Well, I'm excited about seeing you continue to grow, Ross, and that, man. I think all of us are just pulling for you. And, of course, like always, bro, like, you've been a class act, and I think that's what we are more excited about and proud to see is you know, just take what you always did in point fighting and sport karate world and, you know, take it to the next level, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And I really have to continue. You know, I always give shout outs to everybody in the sport karate world, but I'm really fortunate you guys continue to follow me and talk about me. And it really does mean a lot because there's so many people that leave the sport. And, you know, at this moment in time, I don't have the time and the finances or whatever it may take for me to give back to the sport directly. But it's something I will do in the future. And I'm just really fortunate that everyone is still behind me and you guys keep me in the limelight a little bit. And whenever I have fights, you guys come out and watch and buy tickets and stuff like that. And I really feel the love and I feel the support. And it means a lot. It probably means a lot more than everyone out there who likes and comments and sends me messages thinks. So it really does mean a lot. I mean, I came up in sport karate. It's all I knew. And for me to be able to go out and do this, I try and bring it on my back every time. So it really does mean a lot. So thank you guys for having me. I appreciate Travis reaching out to me and hitting me up on Skype. And I'm like, yeah, I got to get up early tomorrow, but I'll definitely, anytime I can jump on a show with you guys, I'm definitely going to do it. So
That's dope.
Awesome, Bren. Awesome.
Okay,
man.
so March is your next fight.
Yeah, I'll let you know. As soon as I hear official date and time, I'll certainly let you guys know.
All right, bro.
Any ideas as to where the venue might be? What's a guess that you have where you would guess the venue might be?
I honestly have no idea.
Chicago.
Chicago. You know what? I was supposed to fight. I apologize. I was supposed to fight in Chicago in November when they did that double card. I was on that card. I had a little injury, and I had to pull out of that fight. And I think that fight would have put me in the top 10 if I would have won. So I think there's big things coming in the near future. I think I'm only a fight or two away from cracking those rankings. And, man, if it's in Chicago, you know, I'll let you guys know. If it's been in Virginia, it may be down there.
Yeah, man.
You know, they've done it. I'm hoping they do it in New York. So we'll see.
What's the weight? So real quick, what's the weight class you're fighting in?
170, welterweight.
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Ross. Take care, man.
All right,
great,
fellas.
Great having you, bro.
Be in touch. Take care.
See you, buddy.
Guys. Thanks again.
See ya.
All right, that was pretty dope.
That was cool.
That was pretty dang
Thanks,
cool.
Trev.
All
right. So yeah.
Yeah, he kind of, you know what? He kind of messed our train of thought, but who the heck cares? He's the man.
That's all right. Yeah.
You know, he's allowed.
He is.
And you know, here's how great. Did you hear what he said? He basically gave away all of his Warrior Cups. He was trying to remember where all 9 of them are located. That was pretty dope. Some of that stuff I didn't even know. Now, I knew about the Verona one when he gave that one. I didn't know about that.
I remember that.
I guess I could have guessed him giving one to Jotty.
Yeah.
I guess I could have guessed that maybe, but I didn't know that he gave one to Christine Bannon Rodriguez because her school flooded and hers got ripped. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's damn dope.
That's cool.
That's so cool. Hey, no tie.
Yeah.
Just, you're a really cool person. I feel bad for you that this happened. Here,
Well, yeah.
I've got 316 of them. You take one.
You take one. Yeah.
Ah,
That's
pretty
awesome,
cool.
man. That is cool. Yeah, man, I'm excited just for him. And I'm excited for about Glory, like kind of coming back to the U.S., cause it was kind of like they were really pushing that with Raymond, and then it just kind of like it took a left turn somewhere. And I don't know what happened. And then now it seems like, all right, we're back. We're going to do it. So,
kickboxing is a big deal. There's a lot of good.
It is.
There's a lot of really good kickboxers.
What I like about kickboxing though is that it's not drawn out. Like you can sit and you can really watch a whole 3-round fight or 5 rounds is a title one. And it's not that long and it's exciting the whole time. And it has strategy and it's
got a lot.
It's got tons. But what I'm saying is like it's just not drawn out. I think that's what some people that aren't into boxing, like 12 rounds, I'm not going to be able to sit through 12 rounds, or especially if it's the same thing. That's what some people think, right?
Correct.
With MMA, it's too much of either just on the ground, or now sometimes
Kickboxing's
they're trying
the happy medium.
or they're just dancing around. There's so much space, in that octagon. There's just a lot of just sitting for rounds at a time now, because at one point it was just ground and pound and that was it, or taking them down or whatever. And then now it's, in some fights it's gotten to where it's like a kickboxing match in a cage, but like
Which
overly
is awesome.
Overly cautious though. You know what I mean? And it's like sitting and it's like, okay, what are we really getting? So I've always loved K1 and I loved Glory when it came out. And I was hoping that Bellator Kickboxing was going to do something. I haven't really been excited with the coverage of that. But Glory's coming back, man. And I'm excited to be able to see Ross, be a part of that. So.
Well, I think kickboxing is the perfect medium.
Oh, yeah.
In boxing, it is exciting when they're boxing. But you can also lean and clench in boxing and you're safe. And sometimes for a beginner or novice viewer of MMA, if they are on the ground, that can seem boring to you.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just a lot of stuff that's just hard to see, hard to view. Imagine if you were at a UFC fight, if you were actually attending, and most of the fight was on the ground.
And you have a cage to look at, or you have one of the pads that you can't even see it.
You can't. That would really suck. So
I like watching the kickboxing live way better.
Right, because you can't run around the cage. You can't run around.
And if you're in the clinch, that's not a wrestle. You're gonna get leg kick. You're gonna get knee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that can happen. Because you're always in striking range. There's always a striking range.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's cool,
exciting.
and especially with the added thing of Raymond's style that he took into that world. We haven't seen that. He's really been the only one that really took it that way.
He's not the only guy who can do that.
Yeah. Ross still fights more, but you're going to see him continue to grow and do what he does. He's a smart dude, really smart dude. So.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, man, I'm excited about all this. We've gotten into a lot of different stuff on this show.
We have one more topic. What was our should it stay or should it go?
All right. We're going to get into it.
Let's do it.
So this is one from a combo again with Arlene Lemus. And she just said, you know what, she was a little upset and she had her people there and they were waiting and waiting. And she just kind of said, you know what, this is why I have a hard time with the open circuit, because they still do day of registration. And I said, oh. And she's like, yeah, the AAU, the USTA, all the different Taekwondo circuits, it's all pre-registration only. That way you have your brackets already set. You can set times here. It says here, meet here at 8:34. You are at stage at 8:34. You're set up. Boom, you're ready to go. And, and she was like, yeah, it's not about the electronic scoring or whatever else or what system you think you have. None of that's going to change until you go to more of a, a pre-registration type thing. So
I agree with her on that.
So that's
Juventex doesn't matter if it's all set.
No, and I had that combo as well. So
what did she think? No, now I'm really curious. What did she think about Juventex?
She just kind of brushed it off because she was just kind of like, yeah, there's about 8 different things that do that in Taekwondo. So
she's like, it doesn't matter. It's a scam.
Yeah.
She said it's. She said it's a scam.
She didn't say it was
she
a
did.
scam, but
she did. She said it was a scam.
I'm not going to put words in Arlene Lehman's mouth. But she just kind of told me, like, named off like 6 different registration formats, that were good. And so so that's kind of the should stay, should go day of registration at tournaments. I mean, as a promoter, for me, with what we do, there's a karate tournament every week. It's hard to pre-register and say, hey, we're going to, I may change my mind and find a way to get down there and compete that weekend. So I think with that mindset that we always have, it's hard to say no to that money coming in,
So here's the thing. You're right on that point, and Arlene is right on her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know.
So because we're in the culture of, yeah, we might just show up, day of. I might just do that because we know we have that available to us. I'll never forget
when it's gone.
I was a blue belt, and it was like a Sunday morning, and my dad looked at me and he goes, "Hey, want to go to a karate tournament today?" I was like, "Heck yeah, I want to." He goes, "All right, let's get in the car." I had no clue what was happening. I didn't know it was a karate tournament. I was just a little kid. I was a blue belt. What did I know? I didn't know nothing. Right? I'm like 11. Right? And I'm like, oh, we go to a karate tournament. Right? He knew. That was just what happened. That was just a possibility because that was a thing. Now, if we already knew ahead of time, like, no, this is the deadline. People operate off of deadlines.
Yep.
Right? So if you tell someone the deadline is Friday, you're not excluding people from competing and performing.
Nope.
All right? You will possibly take a hit the first time because you haven't instilled
it. Yeah.
The culture.
Once you tell them, they're not going to mess up and do that again. I agree. I think it just takes that one person who has the balls enough to do it.
Well, there are already tournaments that do that.
Well, Irish Open does that, yes. But you're also looking at a tournament that, no offense, they don't have as much to lose on that part.
All beginners go there as well.
No,
you know what I mean?
Right, but
so,
they max out.
They
say this is the limit. Yeah, exactly. This is the limit that they do. They're a big tournament. If you have a smaller event, or maybe a 400 competitor event, right, that does that, and they try to do that, they lose 100 competitors. That's pretty much them losing money. You know what I mean? Or 50 competitors. That's them probably breaking even or not. So
if a national tournament, NBL or NASCA, if they did this and they said, "Hey, this is the battle." Let's say the Battle of Atlanta does it. They said, "Battle of Atlanta, this is it."
I think they need
this is the end of registration. People will register. You know who needs to do that is the U.S. Open. Because you want to go there.
U.S. Open definitely.
You want to go there. You're already registered. You just want to go pick up your stuff. You're here lying for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Like, let me see if I get this straight. I already registered ahead of time. I did everything I was supposed to do. You're the only one who's not ready and prepared. And I got to wait an hour and a half. But if everything was already set, you just show up.
Yeah. I think several of the events in Mexico have gone to a pre-registration only as well. And they've had success with it. I think it needs to be. I really do believe that. I just think that, you got to make sure you prepare ahead of time. Most of these big, like US Open, I mean, they were having registration open in like October of last year, Battle of Atlanta, same thing, so you have plenty of opportunity to do it. And really, why is registration the last thing you do? You know what I mean? Because you got to get your plane ticket 2 or 3 months in advance. You got to get your hotel a month in advance. So might as well register as well. So
sometimes people do get the hotel like last minute.
Well, yeah. I guess for me, it just depends. It's hard when I'm like, hey, I want to add a division. Oh man, I guess I can't now. Like that whole like, man, I lost this.
I
You know
like
what?
that. That's a good point.
I'm gonna join in soft style so I can get on stage. Boom, you made it. You're in. You can't really do that with that situation.
You can't do that. That's the thing is there's gonna be some give and take with some of this.
Oh yeah.
I was on the other side of this conversation of this side. Really before we got into it, no, I'm with it now because I was going to be on the side of, no, you're going to alienate too many beginners. But if you're a beginner, you're going to have an instructor.
Here's the deal.
Someone's got to set you up for success.
You're only going to that event because of your instructor. Like this week, I'm getting my beginners and new students that have never been in tournaments getting ready for a tournament in March. And I'm telling them now and getting them ready. And, it's like, you got to do it. So
most people go because of their instructor. Look at the example that I gave earlier.
I did.
Our instructor did not tell us that. We got a flyer in the mail. Yeah. And my dad goes, hey, want to go to a karate tournament? Okay. Yeah. And we showed up.
Yeah, I didn't go to a karate tournament.
Not many people do that. People do that.
No. Like I told you before, I was schoolless for 10 years, like I did my own thing. So
that's wild.
Yeah, man. All right.
Okay. So let's look at this.
This is an interesting one, man.
This is a very interesting one. So this
went
weekend,
all over the place.
It's going to be a big deal. Jeff is going to show up last minute because they don't have online registration cutoff. And he's going to show up at the AK Warrior Cup. And he's going to be the Warrior Cup champ.
That's right.
Right? That's what's going to happen.
Let's go. I'm down. I would love for that to happen. Let's go.
All right. So Jeff's going to make it happen. And then the inside scoop will be in full effect.
Did we say team fighting before we leave? Did we make a prediction? I don't think we did.
We don't even know all the teams. Only the team we really know is what? Taco Dojo?
Yeah.
Gypsy will probably have a full team. It's hard to count them out because they've won it before.
Hope All Stars has a team. Impact's in their
All Stars is going to have a team. Chris said All Stars is going to have a team.
Yeah.
He said he didn't know if Elijah was going to be there.
Right.
But I'm assuming he means that Robbie, Jack, and Kevin, and Chris, they're there. So that's the four.
Yeah. Hey.
I don't know. I don't know who the other Impacts guy is yet. I'm going All Stars. I already called them. They were my team of the year.
Yeah, we said that too. Yeah, All Stars.
Because Travis didn't want to admit that he's the next Impact member.
I'm excited about seeing All Stars versus Taco Dojo. That's what I'm excited about seeing. So
just wait. It's what's going to happen. You're going to show up. We're going to show up at the AK Warrior Cup, and Travis is going to be sporting a new Team Impact uniform.
Team uniform.
This is going to happen. He's holding out really well. I'm saying just about as much as I can to see if I can get him back on. And he is holding out. He's doing a good job. All right.
Oh, man.
We got to go.
Yes.
This has been a good one. This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. See you guys next week.